Hey friends, I'm Stacy and this is Gorgeously Aging, and today we're going to test out a few Sisley products that I just recently picked up. I have the Phyto Hydra Tint and the Phyto Eye Concealer. Now I have a few other Sisley products that I'm going to use today. I've used them before. These are brand new to me, and I absolutely love that Sisley is skincare infused with makeup. It's a very high-end luxury product, so I buy these sparingly because they are quite expensive. If you enjoy treating yourself to a luxury product once in a while, definitely check out what Sisley has to offer. Everything I'm showing you today I've purchased myself. I rarely accept free products because I never want to be obligated to say something about a product that I don't truly mean. So I got the Hydra Tint in the shade 1.5. I'm a little paler now, late into the winter than I am this summer. Even though I never tan and I am very disciplined about sunscreen, I still get a little bit of color in the summer. So let me show you this product here. That is the color that I picked up. It is a pretty good match for me. I did try this yesterday for the first time and was really impressed. So this is my second use, and I'm just going to dot it around my skin. On the website, it does say apply with your fingers or with a liquid foundation brush. I really have liked applying it with my fingers. This melts into the skin super nicely and does feel like a really nice skincare product on the skin. This would be great for somebody with aging skin, somebody that wants a very light natural coverage. It does not look makeup-y, but gives the skin a nice coverage without being heavy or cakey. I should say a light coverage, not a nice coverage. Sometimes when I say nice, people think that means a full coverage, but it has a light coverage. The older I've gotten, the more I appreciate a light coverage that has really high quality ingredients on my base makeup or foundation makeup. So the Phyto Eye Concealer does come with a little brush, but the neat thing about this is that it has the metal tip, which is nice and cool. If you have any puffiness under the eyes, this really helps. So I'm just going to use the smallest amount and just dab on each side here. And then I'm going to use that cool metal tip, just pat that in. I hear my daughter's home. She just had a eye doctor's appointment. She's getting contact lenses. Her eyes have been slightly bad for a couple of years now, and as a ski racer, I think she really needs to have contacts so she can see those gates that she's zooming around. And she had to go do an appointment for seeing if she could get the contacts in and out of her eyes, which I think she had struggled with the first time, so hopefully that appointment went well for her. So I do like to use my fingers to pat this in, but you can see that it does a nice job of hydrating and lightening up that under eye, just brightening that discoloration. I like to bring it up into this part because on me it's kind of dark, right on this inner corner. And anything left on my fingers, I'm just going to pat on my eyelids. Now before I put any powder, because I am going to use a little bit of powder today, I'm going to use the Glossier Liquid Bronzer and Blush, which I really like. This one is in the color Swept. I just did a full Glossier video the other day, so if you are a fan of Glossier, check out that video. I'm going to use a BK Beauty 109 brush and just do a little bit of contouring here. I like the color of this. It's not too orangey, which I feel like some liquid bronzers have such an orangey undertone. This one is nice and neutral. It just makes it so quick and easy to put on contour. It's so easy to blend. And then I'm going to use the Cloud Paint blush, and this is in the color Puff. It's just a light peachy color. So this one is nice. It's not too intense. It's nice, just a nice sheer wash of color. I recently started using the M Cosmetics powder. This is called Portrait Mode Refining Setting Powder in the color Sheer. It does come with a small thin puff, but I'm going to use a brush. This is the BK Beauty Kitten Paw Concealer brush, and the number on this is A506. I'm just going to use this to set in that concealer. I like using a smaller brush under the eyes, or I should say around the eyes, and just the lightest bit of powder. Then I'm going to move on to a fluffy brush and just lightly set, mostly in the T-zone, just to knock down any shine. But I'm going to leave it more glowy in the cheeks. Then I'm going to move on to this gorgeous Sisley blush, and this is in the color Coral 3. And I love that this has a little bit of sheen, so you don't need a highlight on the cheek. This gives you your blush and highlight. I'm just going to set down that cream blush with this coral blush from Sisley. This is really beautiful. I think the only gripe I have about Sisley products would be that they are expensive. So it's definitely a treat. It's definitely a luxury product. Before I do any eyeshadow, I'm just going to go and give a little pigment to my eyebrows. Just kind of fill them in a little better. So I like to wipe them off. I'm going to use the Glossier Boy Brow Arch, and this is in warm brown. And just give a little oomph to my eyebrows. I do have the micro shading, which I like when I'm just au naturel and don't have any makeup. When I do my makeup, I like to just fill the brows in a little bit more. I have been really liking the color of this warm brown. It's kind of more neutral to slightly warm. Some warm browns look more auburn and more orangey, and this one does not. So I'm going to go ahead and just take the spoolie side of this and just blend it up. And then I'm going to take my Sigma New Mod palette. I really like this palette. It's a larger palette. I've been enjoying smaller palettes. I just got a Glossier palette that only has 3 colors, but there are some colors in here that I really love. I took this with me to New Mexico and used it every day on that trip. And I do love that there's a nice dark color here for doing the lower lash line. There's just a nice range, including a light color that you can use on the inner corner of the eye. So I'm going to use the BK Beauty 212 brush. This is a nice fluffy eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to start out with this color right here. It's kind of a taupey color. And I'm just going to go above my crease. I do have those deep set hooded eyes. And so by getting my color up in this area where my upper eye bone protrudes, it helps to kind of make that kind of recess just a little bit. And keeping this part of my eyelid where it's deep set a little bit lighter allows that to come forward a bit. It just camouflages that deep set hooding of the eye. And I just like to flick this up towards the tail of the brow, and that just gives it a little bit of lift, if you can see the slight difference between both eyes. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. If you like a cooler eyeshadow palette, this is really beautiful. I've always enjoyed the Sigma eyeshadow formulas. And this pushes me out of always using warm tones, which tends to be my go-to. And I have been learning to like cooler tones better. It's been fun pushing myself out of my comfort zone. I'm going to go into this color Sweet Style and just a light dab there just to deepen up that outer crease area, the upper outer crease. Create some dimension and lift. Just really blend that in with that upward lift. You don't need much of these eyeshadows. They're nicely pigmented. Not much fallout. They're not powdery and dusty. There's nothing worse than doing your makeup and ending up with eyeshadow below your eyes and having to try to clean that up. And then I'm going to go into that first color we used right here with a pencil brush and just drag that under the lower lash line to tie that upper lid to the lower lid. And then that next color, I'm just going to go into that. One little dab is all you need to just deepen up the very outside corner. Just going to drag that up towards the tail. And last but not least, I'm going to take this bone color on a Q-tip, because sometimes when I use my makeup brushes for this, they've already had other shadow on them, and I just like to use a fresh Q-tip because then I know it's clean and it fits really nicely into this inner corner. And then I drag it up into the body of the lower eyelid. This brightens the inner corner and brightens up that inside and creates a nice transition. It's subtle, but it makes a difference. then I'm going to use my Tarte Double Take eyeliner. This has the liquid on one side and the regular pencil on the other. I'm just going to very gently tight line with the pencil side. I sometimes use the liquid side, but lately I've been using the pencil side. I like to get in that inner corner. And I'm wearing the Ardell 420s. Those have been my go-to lately. And I do like to undermount them underneath my lashes as opposed to on top. I just feel like they look more natural. All right, I have some Aquaphor on my lips, so I'm just gonna wipe that off. And I'm gonna use this combo of the Glossier Buff Lip Liner and the Sisley Sheer Nude. This is the number 10 Sheer Nude. All right, so here's the Buff Lip Liner. I think this is just a universally good nude color. So I'm gonna slightly overline. And I like to bring my lip liner into the body of my lip just a little bit. And here's the Sisley Sheer Nude. And this is like a hydrating lip gloss. It's such a pretty color though. It's very sheer. Just has a hint of color on the lips. A little bit of sheen. It looks gorgeous on the lips and it's nice and hydrating. So one thing about Sisley is they are a higher price luxury brand, but the products are really nice and they contain some really great ingredients. I'm gonna use my Westmore Supreme Cream and just put a little bit on my neck and chest. I don't always do this every day, but if I'm wearing a V-neck shirt, I just have a sports bra on now, but if I'm wearing a V-neck shirt, I do like to make sure my face, neck, and chest are more blended. The skin on my face has almost no hyperpigmentation. I've done a really great job taking care of that over the years and treating any hyperpigmentation as it pops up. I haven't done as good of a job on my neck and chest. They're still not bad, but there's definitely a little bit more hyperpigmentation on my neck and chest than what I have on my face. So I'm going to take a flat brush. You can do this with your hands as well. And I'm just going to bring a slight coat onto my neck and chest. And this dries down without needing powder. You certainly could powder a little bit. I tend not to, I just let it dry down. And the best way to apply this is really just putting like a towel around you, or I have one of those Velcro type robes that just go around the top of your chest. So that way you can easily get all the neck and chest and tops of shoulders. I'm using the color Light in the Supreme Cream. And you can see that just kind of blends out the neck and chest a little bit. So this is the Supreme Cream by Westmore in the color Light. So this is the finished look, you guys. Let me know if you've used any of these products and what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I think that helps others make decisions about what to purchase. Thank you so very much for spending a piece of your day with me. I love and appreciate you all. Be good to yourselves and to others, and I'll see you in my next video.
Ah.